Earth. Our beautiful little slice of the universe filled with a giant variety of beautiful... Alright, maybe some of... Oh my god, what is that thing? There's a lot of weird animals that live on this planet, and I want to talk about some of my favorites. First up, we have the Starnosed Mole. This thing is crazy. Many of us plebs use sight to navigate through the world, but this work of magic uses nose tentacles. That's right, this thing has 22 nose tentacles on its nose that uses to see where it's going. If that doesn't amaze/weird you out enough, I'm gonna name a few more facts about this tentacle monster. This thing can eat food as fast as 120 milliseconds, which makes them the world's fastest mammalian eater. On top of that, they have the ability to smell underwater by blowing bubbles on the stuff underwater and then smelling the bubbles. They can also use their nose as a shovel to dig through some dirt. And some people even say that they grew those tentacles after being corrupted by the old god Cthulhu. Alright, that last part may have been a lie, but in my heart I know there's proof of the old gods. Next up, we have the Blob Fish, which you may know as the world's ugliest animal. Now, most people know the Blob Fish based off of this picture, which won it the award, but the picture is honestly kind of misleading. See, that picture is of a decompressed blobfish, and when they're actually at the right pressure level, they look more like this, which is now the excuse I like to tell women when they say I look ugly. So far it hasn't worked, but I'm still hopeful. Aside from that, I tried looking up information about the blobfish, but literally every single article was like, "Oi, look at the ugly fish, her," which kind of makes it hard for me to do my job. Something interesting I picked up, though, is a lot of fish have an organ called a swim bladder that helps them float and swim, but it comes at a cost. If they go too deep into the water, the swim bladder will actually pop and kill the fish. So instead, the blobfish is just made up of gelatinous ooze, and is why it starts looking weird when we pull it out of the water. Now, up next, we have the Mantis Shrimp, which may be the least creepy one on this list, but don't be fooled. You may think it's a little rainbow shrimp, but in reality, it's a rainbow warrior of death. You can separate Mantis Shrimp into two different categories, smashers and spearers. Smashers just kind of like take their claw and smack their prey around, but spearers are pretty terrifying. They hit with their claws at the speed of a .22 caliber bullet and create a shockwave that can kill their prey even if the claw misses. Because of this, as you imagine, they can't be kept in aquariums, which, I don't know, I've seen some videos of a guy who has a mantis shrimp fight crabs in his basement, which I'm not proud to admit, so I don't know. But they're not just little death machines. They're little death machines that can see a ton of colors we can't. If you didn't know, humans have 3 different color receptive cones that let us see all different colors you know and love, but mantis shrimp have 16. You little monster, hogging all the color receptors. So you may be thinking, how do you top a mantis shrimp? Well, what if I told you that there was an insect that had a cannon in its butt? Alright, so maybe not a cannon, but the bombardier beetle has a special ability to shoot boiling chemicals out of its butt. Now there's around 500 species of bombardier beetles, so not all of them shoot boiling acid out of their butt, but who cares about all those non-superpower having ones? Basically, there's these guys who work by having hydrogen peroxide and quinones, something, which mix together when they feel threatened. The mix then just kind of sprays everywhere in rapid bursts, similar to a machine gun, or me after eating Taco Bell. But honestly, chemistry scares me, so I can't explain the process so well, but just know it works with a large scoop of science, a sprinkle of childhood wonder, and chemicals. Mostly chemicals. Lastly, we have the Brazilian wandering spider, which is the world's most toxic spider. These spiders feel no need to build nests, instead go out at night to hunt their prey. Then during the day, they'll just find places to hide like fallen trees, cars, houses, your nightmares. Now, most spiders tend to just hide in their little webs, but when a Brazilian wandering spider feels threatened, it stands on its hind legs and raises their front 2 legs to the sky and sway it back and forth like they're being arrested by a cop at a disco. Boo! You suck! But the strangest part about the spider is its bite can give you a boner for several hours. Step right up! I got the cure to all your ailments! Honestly, it's about the weirdest thing to come from a spider bite. But hey, the next time you gotta make that walk of shame, just look confidently into the eyes of the people around you and say, Oh god, I got bit by this spider, I don't know what's happening! Please, I think it might have been a Brazilian water egg spider! You may freak out everybody around you, but at least you won't embarrass yourself.